YouTube, what is going on? It is Mesa Sean, and welcome to Killzone Intercept 2.0, where I'm going to try to cover this in under 5 minutes. I've been running into a ton of new players, which is fantastic, since they released a standalone product, but I see a lot of people are confused. So, my old videos, they'll be annotated on your screen right now. They're pretty long, and I ramble a lot, but I'm going to make my best attempt to do this as quick as possible to understand this, so you guys can jump right in the game, choose your class, have fun, level up. Let's get into it. So there's 3 different types. There's quick, regular, and long. This one you're watching right now is regular. If you're brand new to Intercept, play the quick one first. Your goal is to get, this is for regular, 3,000 points. You see in the top of your screen it says 30 out of 3,000 points. Once we reach 3,000 points, the game's over. We want to try to do this as quickly as possible. You got 3 uplinks, A, B, and C, which hordes of Hellgas are going to try to take over. The longer you hold them, the more your points go up and up towards that 3,000. Now, the more kills you get, the more assists you get, the more things you destroy, whatever, add to your points, okay? Now, see, on your left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see 4 little icons. One is for each character. Mine is the bottom one, where you can see a little mic thing. It says I have 10 points. The more kills I get, you see it went up to 30 right there? It keeps going up and up and up. Every time I get to a certain amount, I want to run back to the main building, which I'll point out when I actually go do it, and I want to bank those points. Then that banking is going to attribute to the 3,000 points to win the game. So basically what you want to do is you want to go about the game, protect your points, recapture them, kill as many Hellgas as possible, and as you're collecting those points, you want to run back to your bank and you want to bank them. And then as you bank them, you'll get rewards. We'll get into that in a second. So to the left side of your screen, again, we see 4 icons. One is for each player. Top is Assault, second one down is Marksman, next one down is Medic, last one is me right here in this game is the Tactician. The left bar is going to be the health of that player. The next bar over is going to be the ammunition of that player. And then the numbers on each one is the points they're holding that they can go bank. So right now, like the Assault guy, he's got 100 points. If he goes and banks it, that 100 will then add to the 135 that's up top, which contributes to the 3,000 you're trying to get. Does that make sense? I hope. So now we're going to talk about bonuses real quick. In the top bar, where the 145 out of 3,000 we're trying to get, right now they're trying to take A right now, and now they just took A, but B and C are still fine. To the right of that, you're going to see a triangle, and it says 250 points. Now, every time you as a group bank that 250 points, one of those little triangles is going to light up, and that means a petricite capacitor is somewhere on the map. So now here's an example. I'm going to bank these points. You see now it dropped and there's a triangle on top. There's the petricite capacitor on the floor. So I go pick it up. Then what you got to do is on every map right near the bank, you've got a petricite capacitor, or whatever they call it. You're going to put it in the side. You press circle. You put it inside. Then you're going to pull up the main menu and you get to choose a reward. Mortar strike, double damage turrets, jetpacks. I choose jetpack here, and that's usually what you want to choose first. So those are all your rewards. Usually want to choose jetpacks first, as I mentioned, but you got mortar strike, double damage, minigun, full resupply, full recapture of all uplinks if you're getting hoarded. But you guys just choose it as your discretion and communicate. Use your microphone, talk with each other. Say, hey guys, what do you guys want? Do you want double damage? Do we need turrets? Something like that. Okay, let's talk about unlocks real quick, because this was definitely confusing, and I've heard a ton of people ask me this past 2 weeks playing the game. You have challenges. You have Tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Tier 1, once you complete them, you don't unlock anything. You unlock Tier 2. When you unlock Tier 2, then you unlock your first gun. Then you unlock Tier 3, then you unlock a next gun. Tier 4, your next gun. So just a little confusion on that. Tier 1 doesn't unlock anything. It just unlocks Tier 2. But then Tier 2, 3, 4, 5, each one of them, you'll get a new gun. So the first class we'll go over, is just because it's on your screen, is the Tactician. Now, your abilities are, if you push up on your D-pad, you put down a nano shield. You see that right there on your screen. If you push left, right, or down, you put down a turret. You have 3 turrets to put down. You want to keep an eye on them. Now, Tactician is probably the guy that gets the most kills and can get the most points in any game, or at least I find so. What you want to do is you want to spread them out. Put one on C, put one on B, and put one on A. Sometimes in the long games, if it's getting really hairy, I love saying the word hairy. If it gets really hairy and they're all hoarding one, I'll put 2 turrets on it. And then once the hoard's gone and we recapture, then I'll take them down. So your job is to kind of stay back. You don't want to get up close. You just want to put those turrets down, hang back, let your turrets do the work for you. Okay, next we're going to go over the medic, the most important person in the game. If you don't have a good medic, you have no chance of winning. The medic on his D-pad, if he pushes up, he leaves a supply box. If he pushes down on the D-pad, he leaves another supply box. He uses his left to revive a dead teammate, because remember, if you die and you don't get revived, you lose the points you had ready to bank. Okay, so you always want to be in constant communication with your medic so he can revive you. And then on the right of the D-pad, he has what's called a healing drone. So basically, if you have two teammates that are close to you and you're trying to cap a flag and you see their health, remember those bars to the left, I could see Assault right now, he's halfway down on his health. If I'm near him, my little healing drone will heal him and anyone that's around me, including myself. Forgot to mention, for tacticals, the Tactician has remote C4, which is kind of a pain in the ass to use. And the medic has EMP grenades, which is good for taking out enemy revive drones and also automata left by the enemy. Now, the Tactician and medic cannot pick up enemy guns. However, this next class, the Marksman, can. Marksman starts off with a 4s. It's basically like a rocket launcher. It shoots explosive rounds, and he starts off with the STA-14, which is like a marksman sniper rifle. Okay, but you can pick up enemy guns, and I think my favorite thing is I just like to pick up Kaisers with red dot sights, because for me it's just what I'm most accurate with. He has 2 laser trip mines, which are extremely effective. You want to just put those on the points, they'll walk right over them. The enemies never see him and destroy him. Now his abilities are this. If he goes left on the D-pad, he has what's called a medipack. What that does is if you're, let's say, halfway down in your health, you hit left on the D-pad, you go back to 100% health. Now if you push down on your D-pad, you deploy a guard drone. That's not like a buddy drone that flies around you. It'll fly around a particular area. You could use it to cover your ass if you're sniping from up top somewhere. I like to go to a capture point and just deploy it right on the point, and it'll take enemies out that's coming near the point. Your right D-pad ability is going to be speed dash, so you can run around. Marksman, ideally, you want to snipe and you want to stay back from everything. I use them as a rusher class, just like the Assault, because you got speed dash, you got medipack to heal yourself real quickly, and you could pick up Kaisers, Pulvers, Vlugs, Sickles, anything off the ground. So for me, with Marksman, I like to rush around. I can't sit back because I can't sit still. Now, Assault, you start off with a Kaiser, and then your secondary is a Breacher with incendiary rounds. I hope I said that right. You know I fuck up everything. With the flaming rounds, and I find I use the Breacher more than anything. You just maul the Hellgas with that thing. And then your abilities, you've got the Medipack, just like your Marksman. So if you hit left on the D-pad, you revive your health or whatever it is. Like right now, that Assault guy is halfway down. If he hit his Medipack, it'd go up to 100. If you hit right on your D-pad, that's going to be speed dash. And then if you hit down on your D-pad, you're going to get a buddy drone. And the buddy drone is extremely effective in Intercept. I don't have the hatred I have for it that I do in multiplayer, because all I feel like it does is give you a position away in multiplayer. Now, as Assault, you have no upward D-pad ability. You do have a frag grenade, but his other ability is the Assault. He can capture nodes faster. Just means like if a node was captured by the enemy and he stands on it, the Assault guy will cap it much faster than if just a Tactician stood on it or just the medic stood on it. But obviously the node captures much faster if all of you or 2 or 3 of you guys are all standing on it. And that is all you really need to know about the classes. You always want to try to play with at least 3 to 4 people. 2 people's not going to cut it. Tactician's the guy that's going to lay down those turrets and suppress the enemy. Medic is going to be staying back a little bit, making sure everyone's got supply boxes all over the place, and is also reviving anyone that's down, because you lose those points when you get downed, because you got to pay money. You have to pay points to respawn in if the medic can't revive you. Marksman, you could sit back and snipe if you want the whole game. I personally, because he's got speed dash and the medipack, I like to run around with him. Assault, he's the guy that wants to get up close. He captures nodes faster. He's got the Breacher, which just mauls people. He's got frag grenades. He's got his medipack to heal himself, and as well as he's got speed dash, so he could really run around and get crazy. And that is Intercept in a nutshell. I'm not going to go over the multipliers. Don't worry about that right now. That's how you play it. If you have any questions or anything, please leave them in the comments. I'm going to annotate on your screen right now a guide to the Marksman, a guide to, I think it's Marksman and Medic, and then Assault and Tactician. But be warned that they were old videos when Intercept first came out, and I rambled a lot. Now I just get right to the point and don't waste your time with my rambling and bullshit. So if you've lasted this long into the video, it means you are new, because if you're an old hat to Intercept, you weren't watching this video. So just know that we will be getting more maps. If you purchased Intercept, you are privy to the map expansions. I believe we're getting 2 new maps sometime this month, August, as this video goes up, or possibly September. I don't know. We haven't they haven't released the date. And that is it, guys. Hopefully I did this as quick as possible and as easy to understand. If you have any questions, holler at me on Twitter at MesaSean, or just leave a question in the comment section. I try to answer everything, and that's it. Please drop me a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and that's it. I'll see you guys in the next vid. Thanks.